Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling the medium severity from December 27th, 2023, 11:22 a.m. SOC256. Or SOC250. Sorry, no 6, just 0. Dang. APT35 HyperScrape. Data exfiltration tool detected. EventID 212. Type data leakage. So we have APT35, that's Iranian. And it looks like new tool used by APT35 group to steal user data from email accounts. We'll take a look at SOC Prime and see what they've got for that. So somehow Arthur got email downloader.exe. They opened it up, ran it, and then we supposedly get that. So that hash email downloader, 54 out of 72 engines, so about roughly a 75% detection rate now. So it's not exactly overly fair. And then confirmed in various reports for APT35. Logs. So let's see, 17. Arthur successfully logged in. 173209. That's gonna be another one to take a look at, because that's not something else that we had in there. And I think login type 10. Which one is that? Okay, there we go. I took a second. So yeah, type 10 denotes the use of RDP, terminal services, or remote assistance. So somebody remotely decided to drop in and say hello. All right. I'm gonna pause this for 1 second. Or not. Okay, I had the... We're trying to get into the YouTube content editor that's, well, inside of a Chrome window, and apparently it was just lagging the CPU. It just, for whatever reason, wasn't working. So it's like, wait, something is very weird here. This is taking way too long. Okay, so they logged in from GTCom. Nothing for raw log there for the firewall. Exchange. Is that right? So it shows them downloading a metric ton of items at 11:21. Yes. Yeah, Arthur at owner. Their actual IP address 172.16.17.72. Notification of multiple mail download. OWA via proxy, which I guess makes sense then? Yes? I think so. And then we end up here with source destination, that basically kicking that out. So that was allowed. And then 136. So let's do this. Give me a second log management. We'll see how that works out. So the hash is marked inside of the internal stuff, which no duh. And then 136 is the German Hetzner online. Unknown web rep. smtp11.smtplab.com. Yeah, that sounds like something that would potentially be abused to receive stolen emails. Oh, OTX has got it as malicious, but it is tagged APT Iranian Charming Kitten HyperScrape. So this apparently has been seen. And the hash we have is CD2. Yep, it's right here for January 31st, 2021. Must not be that new then. Nothing for gray noise, and same thing with Spur. Hash does not show up inside of any.run, but does show up inside of hybrid analysis. Threat score 100 out of 100, so malicious. AV detection 79%. Okay, I stand corrected. Not 75. Trojan generic. So does the run actually get it to go to that? To 136.243.108.14. Oh, it looks like it crapped out. I mean, I'm fairly certain. Oh, hit the wrong thing. Suppose I could take a look at the other ones. But yeah, I mean, it established the connections out to that. So even with this. Yeah. Okay. So we've actually got two things then. We've got the Canada for GTCom. What's community got for it? It was mentioned in a report for APT35 again. So this basically just as probably as this report sits. Yeah, yeah. I think we can count this. What was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna take a look at the ending IP here. Right, because that's the first one for all this stuff to start for the remote person to log in, and then we get a firewall going again to the 136. So there's only the one event that's there that shows up. So, okay. What does... They don't give us a taste of... Maybe? No, gotta log in. Okay, we'll find something else and include that in there for the description. Okay, so let's work on the case. So what are we really realistically going to have? Verify. Yes. Recon? No, this was just straight direct. Log in. and move from there. Took a look. It's not. It's not recon. They went in. They apparently had the password, which is kind of the bigger shocker. I mean, they're not fishing for information. They have everything. So I'm going to assume other. Because there's not really. There's no. Wait, what? Are we just in an endless loop? What? But yet. So what if I do? Is it just other that screws the whole thing up and you just end up back? Yeah. It can't be other because you can't proceed in the playbook. But I don't understand as to where you're. Okay. What if we assume it's not so much the login, it's not so much anything else. Where let's look at this as the actual hyperscrape, since that's what the rules for, per the name. So what would we consider downloading the inbox? I wouldn't assume network information. I wouldn't assume host information. I mean, it could be victim identity, could be victim org. I'm not really phishing because they ran it and I don't know why email downloader. Well, actually, no, yeah, the threat actor logged in. So yeah, they don't have to pretend. They're in as Arthur and they're going to town. So we're just going to go back to scanning. External. Oh, wait. It's Arthur itself, so it would be internal, right? Or are we looking at this for the portion of the email downloader.exe? And because that connects out to that smtp11.smtplab.net. Crap. Well, he's running it on the box, so I'm assuming we're going to look at that first step. So I'm going to say internal. Is there more than one affected device? Well, it depends, really. If okay, is it just one device? Granted, they're running it on their compromised host, but that also doubles as the attacker. And then it's interfacing with the Exchange server to then basically have the information go to back to the host or the Arthur host, and then it kicks off to that 136.243.108.14. I'm just gonna. Is there more than one infected host? Granted, they attacked an internal host. No? Containment? For Arthur. Done. Okay, that got done. I mean, everything seems okay up to the point where they just run email downloader. So they intentionally pulled it down. Yeah, if they were logged in and connected. RDP 3389. Okay. So yeah, then they just would have been able to, right click, copy on their local machine, go into their RDP client, and then direct over to see users Arthur downloads, and then just drop that in there. Yeah, okay. How did the cyber attack happen? Well, somehow Arthur got the attention of APT35. They somehow had Arthur's password, and from an IP address that they controlled in Canada, turned around and RDP'd into Arthur's host. So again, why is workstation and server RDP open to the public internet? How well did staff and management perform in dealing with the incident? I mean, for first run, I'd say I did great. I might be a little bit biased. Yeah, I mean, all we had was just the detection. Why do we not have, AV? Why do we not have some sort of agent deployed that would control this particular aspect? Why don't we have user behavior analytics? I mean, have we ever seen anybody log in from that IP range before? No. Or do we even have anybody in Canada? Why would somebody be jumping in via that? So I don't know. Definite room for improvements, but for all that stuff to go through, do differently next time. I mean, it's basically build up the infrastructure. Excuse me. Why is there not MFA deployed? Why is it so? It's just again, why is RDP open to the public internet? Corrective actions, put RDP for every device behind a VPN so that they absolutely have to be VPN'd into the corporate network in order to sit there and do anything like that. User behavior analytics in regards to weird or odd logins from particular ranges. Geo IP blocking areas that you're not expecting anybody to sit there and come in with. So with Microsoft, what? O365, it's conditional access policies. Precursors or indicators to be watched for. We don't know how Arthur gained APT35's attention. So that would be, I guess, part of it if it could be figured out. I checked email. I didn't see anything in there directed to Arthur. So somehow he gathered the Iranians' attention. But with this, it would be our direct RDP logins from unexpected IP ranges. Realistically, why is it not better locked down in terms of AV or what is it? Like application controls, like allow listing. What is it for Windows networks? App blocker. Oh boy. So what do we have for this? We have 2 IP addresses and a hash. So APT35. So that one. Okay, so that's that. We'll just call it HyperScrape. With that, I need MD5. And then we need our German IP. We'll just call it mail drop IP. Let's see. APT35 already beat into Arthur's host from a Canadian IP. Downloaded mail. Pattern boldness. Crap. Email dropper or email downloader.exe. This downloaded a copy of Arthur's Exchange mailbox for the inbox folder. Yes, it was laid out there. Oh yeah, I gotta put the correct single quote ED at the end. Data looks to have been exfilled to Das German. Right? That's what's given to us by the logs, right? Goes over 80 to that. Oh no, it was the download. No, it's destination. So yeah, the data went out via port 80 then. Yeah, that should do it. Well, end of an era. So there's another security analyst aspect added to this. Oh, we didn't get confetti. Type of reconnaissance. Gather victim identity information. Okay, I guess I can see that. Let's see. Oh, wait, is it the same one as the... Yeah. Victim identity information, email addresses. Odd. The attacker IP is external. Okay, so apparently they're going to go with the source of the RDP connection into Arthur's workstation. Again, I can see that too. It just Depends what you're actually denoting for that. But so, well, it's a bust or a wash. 15 points in, 15 points out. Although it is kind of odd that determine the type of reconnaissance actually was listed twice. I don't know. Maybe there's something not just quite right with this one. But there we go. So from December 27th, 2023, 11:22 a.m., SOC250 APT35 HyperScrape data exfiltration tool detected EventID 212 type data leakage as a medium severity. And there's another community walkthrough. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't cut us off. Let's see, they do that, they take that aspect through, VT, they get the raw log analysis that there shows the mailbox slash inbox was pulled down. 49 out of 70 vendors. So yeah, it's continued to get better. APT, they go to Arthur. First put it in containment mode, all right. And then they find the German. And then by taking a look at that one, they get, again, the same aspect for APT35, according to the threat intel that's on VT. Yeah, okay. You look for that. They catch the RDP from the Canadian. Oh. Was that technique actually listed somewhere in here? And had I just bothered to look? That's embarrassing. I don't see a technique. Huh. Indicator was mentioned as part of a report, so maybe it's the linked report. Oh, could be, I suppose. Okay, that's the only other aspect that a little bit, okay. But at least we were able to sit there and just review it from one of the official walkthroughs. So, with all that being said, I will see everybody in the next video.